going to be talking about intercompany or multi-match documents inside of Acumatica. So with the new update, Acumatica has added a functionality within the import and process bank transactions that allows us to match payments to multiple documents, including but not limited to invoices, AP bills, and AP payment transactions. You'll notice on the screen here that we have a couple invoices that total up to $8,600 for our A bartendee customer, and those will be relevant here in a minute when we actually go to enter them. On the other side, we do have some bills and adjustments for ADP services. Again, those add up to $200, and we'll see once again why the vendor is relevant in this particular situation. In my import bank transactions, because this is a demo, I kind of pre-entered this information, but you would normally pull it off of your bank website or a bank file and import it, just like normal. And you would leave these documents summarized as they are, because we'll be able to break them out when we actually get into the process bank transactions piece. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here, just like we normally would, and it's going to take us out to that process bank transactions screen, where we'll be able to review these documents and match them as needed. So normally we may do a quick review and make sure that everything kind of ties out. If we've got a payment that's paying for multiple invoices, you may typically break that up or use that create payment selection that we see off to the right here. We no longer have to do that. So we'll go ahead and hit our little match to invoices option. And you'll notice that I am on the disbursement, so our $200 outbound. I'm going to go ahead and check the box that says match to multiple documents, and I'm going to put in my vendor. You'll notice that they are down there below, but this helps me parse out the data a little bit more. There's our two bills for the total of $200. I'm going to go ahead and check the boxes next to both of them. We'll see our unmatched amount go to 0, which means that we have matched the total amount of this payment. And the checkbox next to that $200 disbursement is now checked. So it will create a payment once we're done kind of processing these that covers the two documents that we told it to. We'll do the same thing here with our two invoices. I'm going to go ahead and say match to invoices, match to multiple documents. And I'm going to put in our A bartendee customer just to make this a little bit easier to find it. And there's our two invoices that we were looking for. I will say that I cleaned up the data in the demo system quite a bit so that these were the only documents to show up. It will show you anything under the amount of the payment when we check that match to multiple documents box for that customer. So if you have a lot of invoices that you need to match a specific payment to, as long as they are initially below that transaction amount, they will show up for you to match to. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Just verify again that our two matched boxes are checked, and then we'll hit process just like normal. So what this is going to do is it is going to think for a second, because it's been a minute since I've run this, and eventually it will create two payments matched to our documents in the system. So if I go back out here to my bills and adjustment screen, I'm actually going to give this a refresh, and we should no longer see anything because I have a filter on this of status equal to open. Going to go ahead and remove that so that I can show you the two bills that we were working with just a moment ago. You'll notice there's a lot of them in there because I've been testing it and playing with it. So this is one bill that we have created in the system for this purpose. If I go to applications, there is the check that we just created on 4.7 through that process bank transactions piece. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up so that we can see it. And then once it's done loading under application history here, we'll see those two bills of reference number 3067 and 3068, which are the two that we were working with just a moment ago. I could do the same thing on the invoices and memo side, and it would show us the two invoices that we paid the $8,600 payment with. I'm not going to do that just because on the AP side here, we were able to see that. If I were to go out to my process bank transaction screen now as well and give it a refresh, we're going to notice that those two documents are no longer processable. And that's due to the fact that we did process them and matched them off. So we have nothing left to do in the system with those. That's the new multi-match functionality in Acumatica. If you have any questions, like Krista mentioned, put it in the Q&A, but I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Dennis so that he can talk about control points in manufacturing now.